everyone loves money, but I can't imagine. The first time I got punched in the face, I think I'd be retired. Like, what is it like the first time you get punched in the face by like an actual fight, or not like just someone out a kid?
I don't know. I used to get punched in the face a lot as a kid.
By older kids too.
My mum with the sharp end of the heel of her shoe was the particularly painful one.
I did karate from the age of 6 to 16, and I used to go to these 3-point tournaments where there were no contact from the head. It was only from the top of the neck to the body, to the waist. And I would go do these tournaments, and I'd win, Michael Bisping. I was pretty fucking good. And
Joey Karate.
And forget about the form competitions. I would fuck you up with forms because I would practice someone with a string in the thing, and I would bob my head and throw the punches under the strings. I was great. And then something happened in the 6th grade. I got into a fucking real fist fight, and it was horrifying.
And you thought all this fucking fancy cat of bullshit doesn't do shit when it tries to kind of bite your nose off.
I tried to kick the guy, and the guy went right through it, and he broke my nose. I got one good shot at him. I gave him a black eye, and we were both in the same grade. I could taste the blood coming from my nose and my mouth, the whole fucking, type of deal. And I had an idea right there. I'm like, I don't think this fighting shit is for me. And then once I went through my shit, and I was a tough guy. I thought I was a tough guy. And I started flipping these fucking perverts down at Hudson County Park. And I would go down there with 6 friends, and we'd flip a guy and take his money, that type of shit. Married guys who want to get their dick sucked. But one night I went down there by myself.
And sucked a dick?
It came close.
It was a long night.
Like, fuck yeah, I'm by myself. No one knows.
Michael Bisping,
I'm in.
was doing... I was hitting the bag. I was fucking doing 5 sets of 6. I had this guy by 20 pounds. I thought I hit him with everything I got, and he just flipped his face, looked back at me. Michael Bisping threw 20 punches at me in the dark.
And he was black.
No.
Didn't see him
You were
coming.
fucked. You couldn't see anything. I'm like, who's hitting me right now?
He was a fucking white dude that just lit me up, Michael Bisping. And I had my hands up like this, like a boxer. I don't know how he was getting through. He punched me 20 times. I punched him in the neck out of fear, like this is all I had. And he held on to his neck, and I ran around him, and I did a 4.40 in 3.2 minutes. And I never went back to Hudson County Park again. But I knew when I looked at I had lumps all over my head from the beating he gave me. And I knew right then and there, I'm like, that tough guy shit, that just ended my life right there.
Yeah.
I do not want to be a tough guy. I do not want to collect for the mafia. I don't want to do none of that shit.
No. Well, it's a weird thing because there's people who are down to like if I go to a bar and somebody tries to fuck with me, I will not let that happen. I carry myself in a way that I'm just not, but I'm not fucking tough like that. Like you see like videos on the internet where people get into fights and then they hit the guy and the guy goes down and then they keep going and they want to hurt this person. And there's none of that in me. Like it's like, I grew up where like you get into a fight out back with some dude, you punch each other a couple times, you have a beer afterwards, and that's sort of the end of it. But then you see like real deal fucking like,
you're living in an 80s movie by the sounds of it.
Yes.
You get into a fight. Come on, buddy. Good one. You got me good there, John. Let's go share a Bud Light. I'm like, where the fuck did you grow up?
He breaks a pool cue on my arm. I'm like, hey, man, we can be friends now. But it's just, and there are like hood fucking people that are like real deal, that are violent. And I think that's really the difference. Forget just like, knowing how to fight or anything else. Like there are like real violent people out there. When you said you get into like a lot of fights when you were a kid, was it like some violent shit? Like, was it like crazy shit like that?
A lot of crazy shit that I don't really want to talk about, but I will to a certain degree. But yeah. I mean, I grew up in a small town called Clitheroe, which is a beautiful place, but there was so much fucking violence there. There really was. Just nothing too crazy, but when I just mean fist fights, but lots of them that were hardcore, and people would, people would get hurt all the time. And it was just fucking... See, on the main street, there was this street, and it had like 25, 30 pubs. And people just went from pub to pub to pub to pub. and about 5 deep into the pubs, that's where all the fights would start, you know. And
Because people were just drunk and being tough
yeah,
guys.
and there was like different like sets of people. Looking back, it was a fucking gang. They were gangs, but we never realized that group they're dicks. Well, we don't like that group, and that group doesn't like us. And you know, by the end of it was stupid, childish shit. You know,
But
it
like
was,
bottles and pool cues and shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, all that stuff.
that's
all that
crazy. Like,
stuff,
I've never
yeah.
made a person bleed in a fight, like a bloody nose, like a little bit of a fat lip, but I'd never like been in a fight where like me and my friends were beating somebody else up so much where they were like bleeding from their head and we were just still going.
Yeah, I have.
I have never been.
I've
in
seen
that.
some fucking crazy shit.
I'm
I have
sure.
never been in that situation, but I've been in situations that a good friend of mine has said something or done something where I'm like,
Fuck.
this guy's the real deal. I had 2 or 3 friends growing up when we were doing that shit that we would go down and attack those fucking married dudes that would get their dick sucked. I'll never forget, we were chasing a guy one night, and one guy that was a really dear friend of mine looked at me and he goes, I got a knife, I'm gonna cut him. I'll never forget that. And he was dead serious.
Wow.
And I had to pull him off together.
Stopped.
Let me cut him just one time. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm hanging out with damaged goods, but he's my brother. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
10th Planet Kush, it drains the lactic motherfucking acid. People won't cop to it. The health specialists say, no, that doesn't happen, Joey. Yes, it fucking does. I got friends at Harvard, bitch. I'm like Garth Brooks. I got friends in high places, motherfuckers.